Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another 2023 740i. It's because BMW gave us a lot of 740i's for whatever reason. This is in Aventurin Red, which is usually a premium color on most vehicles, but this one is included as a option for paint. But 7 Series G70 chassis here usually don't do great in terms of numbers. Especially out here in Northern California. We have your occasional people getting 7 Series. Obviously it's not a big seller, but it's a flagship for BMW. It's a flagship for technology introduction. And already there's been some things that have been removed from the offer. So basically the executive package, which would get you the crystal headlights, that is now gone off the 740 and 760. Also removed the automatic doors, so this car does have it, as well as the rear, I think it's the rear seats luxury seating package off the 7 Series that is now gone, which normally probably wouldn't be equipped by too many orders, but we got a lot of the 740i's coming in. We'll try and feature some of them, but new 7 Series. Standard is the M Sport package. There is no sort of standard 7 Series. You have to go to the i7 to get what the 7 Series looks like without the M Sport package. This also has the M Sport Professional package. You can tell that because everything's blacked out. So I think it's a pretty good contrast, the black and the Aventurin Red. Let's make our way around this very large car. So 5 inches longer than the previous gen G11, G12 series, 7 Series. So on the side we have the 708 M style wheels, the black M Sport calipers. Very sort of like a classic star design wheel. Not entirely flat, there's a little bit of concavity to it. Let's see if we can step back far enough to take in the 7 Series profile. From the side, I think this car looks fantastic. Out the back, you sort of got that reminiscent of the E23, the OG 7 Series. But obviously a very long car. Door handles flush. You got the shuttle line accents around the car as well. Make their way to the back. We have a gurney flap slash trunk spoiler in gloss black. And the very large rear end of the 7 Series. So new font. So the 7 is slightly larger than the 40i. Taillights look pretty good. Notice there's no visible exhaust tips. They are hidden and angled downward behind the bumper. There's that 3/4 view, which I also think looks fantastic. I think controversial part is the front end, the split headlights, as well as the very large grille. But overall, I think a pretty good job by BMW. Definitely more aggressive look at the front end. Let's take a look at the inside and go over pricing and options on this vehicle. So automatic doors, mostly press here. The car senses and opens up, and otherwise you can basically pop it open like a regular door. It's basically a power assist door. So opening up, we have the smoke white extended merino leather look, which I think looks great against Aventurin Red. Got our sort of like interaction bar on the door. Sort of M Sport colors here because the car is in sport mode. Bowers remote and sound system. Crystal displays, well, crystal controls here for the seat controls. M emblem here for the door sill. Let's take a look at the details of these seats, which look, let me zoom back out, fantastic. Nice quilting, very comfortable seats. See, we've also got the anthracite headliner. And up there, we'll get in the back seat. We'll take another look at this one as well. The large panel panoramic moonroof, which does not open, has ambient lighting in it as well. Here's your view from afar with the interaction bar, which lights up in different colors. And this one is sport mode, has the M Sport, the M colors. And our iDrive 8. So with automatic doors, which are no longer available, you can press this to close or foot on the brake for the lazy. All right, so inside, iDrive 8. I switched that to the AR view, which looks pretty cool and works really well for navigation. And our curved display and our interaction bar, a little bit closer view of that as well. Up top, I think this looks really good. I think much more integrated, even though I find this basically tacked on look standard. I mean, it looks fine to me without sort of being integrated, but I think they did a good job here integrating it for those critical of those design cues. Closer view of the interaction bar. You got your button here for the glove box. Down here we do have crystal controls for the start-stop button, their drive selector nub, iDrive controller, and volume. Basically just go around like that. Pretty cool. Alright, so the interior trim is the mirror oak wood trim, which looks pretty fantastic. Alright, so let's go over pricing and options. So starting price of the 740i, $93,300. The red metallic paint, Aventurin Red, included $1,850 for the merino leather. Standard is Vaganza on the 740. So basically a glorified upscale Sensatec Sensafin. Driving Assistance Pro, another $2,100. M Sport Pro package, another $950. Parking Assistance Pro package, $900. $1,300 for the 21-inch wheels. $1,500 for the automatic doors, another $1,000 for front massaging seats. Front ventilated seats for another $500. We have the wheel locks for $120, floating hubcaps for another $155. I think I said cats there, caps. $104,670 for the MSRP for this particular example of the 740i. But obviously a very luxurious interior. And right now, heated seats and steering wheel came on automatically. Current temperature here in Mountain View, California, 42 degrees. So that makes sense. It is on medium. Let me see, show you that here. So medium intensity for the steering wheel and seats comes on automatically. So I think much better behavior than I've had in the past with iDrive 8 vehicles. Let's take a look at the back seat as well. This has always been a little bit sort of problematic, pressing this button to automatically close the door while it's open. I get a good nice press there for it to close. You see, there's our automatic doors for the rear. And then we will have to use the button press on the door to close it. So Bowers & Wilkins on the 7 Series, you can step up to the Diamond Surround sound system for, I think it's $4,500, but here's your view of the large panel glass roof. And those are all lighting elements up there, which will change based upon your selections for ambient lighting or driving mode. But back here, obviously, there is no problem for leg room, knee room. You have plenty of room for passengers. Headroom is fantastic. Real comfortable back seats as well. There's really nothing to complain about as a passenger in the back seat. Plenty of room, plenty of comfort. And, well, you could in the past get the rear seat luxury or executive lounge for even more comfort. but not anymore right now. Trunk as well. All right, so almost like I'm gonna pop the hood down here. A little bit difficult to see. That's the latch that you want to pull twice. And soft closed doors. Out back, you do have the kick to open, which is what you'd expect on a vehicle this expensive. So, trunk room is fantastic, pretty deep, wide opening as well. Room for maybe 2-3 bodies, depending on how you chop them up. All right, so we'll do the kick to close as well. Make our way to the front, pop the hood, and talk about engine, horsepower, torque. Let me back up so we can get the 7 Series on the frame. All right, so hood is ready here to pop open. And below it, the B58. So this has more horsepower and torque than the outgoing G11, G12. So it's got 375 horsepower and 383 torques. So a big improvement over the previous gen 740i. You can see, for the most part, it looks like the engine is mounted on and behind the front axle. Closing the hood. Stepping back and taking in our 7 Series in Aventurin Red. Try to have more of the colors on as well as they come in. We do have a couple of the frozen gray colors coming in, so hopefully that'll look really good on the 7 Series, but that's it for another tour around the 740i, and we'll see you at the next video.